Hi, dear cricket fans. This is your host Ram with Cricket Happening. Sorry about that yesterday I couldn't bring you my cricket show. As you know, you would have received my bulletin there due to some YouTube problems. I couldn't upload the video. Sorry about that. Something which is beyond my control. But I'm back here again today doing this Cricket Happening show. It gives me great pleasure in doing this show here and connecting to you, dear cricket fans, subscribers, and friends of Cricket Happenings. And two things we are going to look at. Tomorrow is the start of the Australia versus England 2020 match. So there's going to be that's the 2020 match which is going to be played tomorrow, which I'm going to preview briefly, and then South Africa versus India clash in the first of the five one-day internationals. So these are the two previews that I'm going to do today in this cricket show of mine. So the first thing that I would like to cover is the Australia versus England, the 2020 match, which is going to be played here at the Adelaide Cricket Ground. This is the first 2020 match which is going to be played local time 2:30 in Australia. It starts not 2:30. I'm sorry about that. Local time it says 19:05, so it's probably it is 7:05. Well, so you know that Adelaide is basically a batting pitch, but what is going to be more important for England, that is going to be something very, very important for them tomorrow, because England will be setting a world record if they would be able to win the match against Australia, because they would have collected 8 consecutive victories in 2020 internationals on a consecutive basis. So that is something that Paul Collingwood and his boys would love to do. Now, Paul Collingwood, as you know, is retired from Test cricket. He has always been a specialist as far as 2020 is concerned. He led his team to a 2020 World Cup too, as you know, and England are the champions as far as 2020 World Cup 2020 one overs internationals are concerned, and they are bouncing with a lot of confidence, no doubt about that, after defeating Australia by an innings 3 times in a series, which has hitherto happened before. Well, so for England, there's going to be a lot of new things. There's no James Anderson, so we have a new look for the team here, because these are the England one-day specialists. Actually, we have Ian Bell, who did very well in the previous match against Prime Minister's 11, where he stroked 124 not out of 102 balls. So he's looking good, and he's slowly knocking on the doors of one-day international cricket, I would say. Stephen Davis, the wicketkeeper batsman, is also a good batsman. He has played a few times for England, and he does his job very well there. And then we have Kevin Peterson, one of the great batsmen for England, and he's always dangerous in 2020 internationals. Paul Collingwood, captain, should lead from the front. Probably he would like to get his batting right here, because he had a dismal series against Australia. After that, he announced his retirement, so he would like to do well. Wish him good luck. And Ian Morgan. Now, Ian Morgan is an absolute one-day specialist, and Australia will be absolutely wary about Ian Morgan, what he can do. He can really, really play some orthodox and unorthodox strokes and really floor the opposition. Luke Wright is another late order hitter who comes in very handy. He also does well with the ball, and this is the spin combination which really was the success story for England in the 2020 World Cup. Michael Yardy, the left arm spinner, and Graham Swan, the right arm off spinner. What a combination this is. This is a really a deadly combination, because Graham Swan is also a good bowler, and Michael Yardy is a very good left arm spinner. We saw in the Prime Minister's 11, he throttled the batsman there in the Prime Minister's 11, even though they had a lot of good names there. Michael Yardy was absolutely on the money there. So Michael Yardy and Graham Swan would make an ideal combination for England in the 2020s. And then we have Tim Bresnan, who, as he showed in the test matches, what a proposition he is, what a difficult proposition he is to deal with, and he can bowl wicket to wicket. Ajmal Shahzad is the one who actually reverse swings the ball, so that is going to be very interesting, and he is also has some pace too. And Chris Tremlett, just watch out for him in a 2020 match. Watching Chris Tremlett bowl, that is going to be something, because Chris Tremlett is having a lot of talent. He has already shown it against Australia, and Australia know what Chris Tremlett is, and with this bounce, with the height and the bounce that he is capable of, he could make life difficult for the Australian batsmen to score. So that is as far as England are concerned. For Australia, whether Cameron White is the new captain of the Australian team and whether he can change the fortunes of Australia, that remains to be seen. So for that, Cameron White needs to really lead from the front. In fact, he has to contribute to the bat by going for some big hitting and contributing a lot of runs, and he also has to contribute with the ball. Now, the other thing that in Australia, what you would see is Aaron Finch. Now, David Warner is back. Now, David Warner is an explosive opening batsman, and each and every team in the world is wary of his potential. And David Warner will be opening with Shane Watson. And what a combination it is. David Warner can really take the game away from you very quickly. And then we have Aaron Finch, who has done very well domestically. He also did well in the Champions 2020 League, which was played. And Aaron Finch is also a very, very good batsman from Victoria. And that will be his debut if at all he plays tomorrow. And then we have David Hussey, another one-day specialist for Australia. And then we have Stephen Smith, who is an all-rounder, who can bat well and also bowl well, and he's also a very good fielder to boot. And Tim Paine is the wicket-keeper and the vice-captain of the Australian cricket team, and he's also a very, very good batsman. He just made 50 in the Prime Minister's 11th game. And then the bowlers, Mitchell Johnson will lead the attack. No, in fact, it will be the thunderbolts of Brett Lee and Sean Tate combining together. The selectors have actually taken Brett Lee and Sean Tate, and what a combination, deadly combination, Brett Lee and Sean Tate hurling the thunderbolts at the England batsmen. But I thought England, with their confidence right now sky high, I'm sure they would be able to deal with the likes of Brett Lee and Sean Tate coming at full throttle at them, and then Steve O'Keefe, the spinner, who comes in. So that is the team, and what is going to be interesting, as I said, whether Paul Collingwood and his boys could get the 8th consecutive victory in 2020 internationals to become the first team in the world to do so, and England would have made a world record. Whether they are able to do it, we'll be knowing it tomorrow. Well, now we turn the attention on to South Africa versus India, the first of the one-day internationals, which is going to be starting tomorrow. The first clash between South Africa and India, and over there, this match, as you know, the 2020 match was at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Farewell of Makhaya Ntini was won by India. This is going to be played at Durban too. And as far as 2020 is concerned, now India definitely would be very confident about what they did. Let me start off from South Africa here. South Africa, Graham Smith will be leading the side. Hashim Amla, Colin Ingram failed the other day in the 2020, but let me tell you, he's a very, very talented batsman. Hashim Amla in some good form. You can't go into just saying that Hashim Amla failed in the last 2020. He is a very good player. He has a range of strokes at his disposal, and he can unveil them as and when he wants. A.B. de Villiers is the wicketkeeper, another dangerous one-day batsman as far as South Africa is concerned, and especially in 2020. And then J.P. Duminy gets his place. J.P. Duminy. Now, what is going to be interesting is going to be two persons who are there. Whether the right arm leg spinner Imran Tahir is going to, I don't see his name on the squad, but if he is going to play, or whether it is going to be the other spinner, one has to wait and watch. And then we have Faf du Plessis. I'm sorry about that. This is a 50 overs one-day international. So Faf du Plessis is there. Now Faf du Plessis is has done well in the domestic league, and I'm told he's also a leg spinner. So he will combine well. And then we have Robin Peterson, the left arm spinner. David Miller is another explosive batsman in the late order who comes in and gets quick runs. Johan Botha, the right arm off spinner. Dale Steen, express pace. Well, Indians already know about it. Wayne Parnell is another good one-day bowler. Lonwabo Sotsobo has been doing well in the international scene now. And Mon Markel, with his height and pace and bounce, would make it very difficult for the Indian batsman to score. And as far as India is concerned, for India, well, Mahendra Singh Dhoni but what is going to be interesting for India will be Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain, will be leading, but Sachin Tendulkar, we would be seeing Sachin Tendulkar in action in this one-day international, which is going to be very interesting. It is not Sachin Tendulkar when they say, well, India are definitely crippled, but again, the reserve talent has done well against New Zealand. There is no, it is a new opening pair. There is no Gautam Gambhir who is injured. There's no Virendra Sehwag who has gone back to India with an injury. So Sachin Tendulkar, Murali Vijay will be opening the innings, and Murali Vijay is also a very good one-day batsman. Virat Kohli is in some tremendous form this season, and he has been doing very well, and I'm sure he will be making it to the World Cup 2011, and what a moment it would be for him. Yuvraj Singh has to prove a point here. I know that Yuvraj Singh is a certainty for the World Cup. He should be there for sure, there is no doubt about that, but Yuvraj Singh has to prove a point here. It's very high time that Yuvraj Singh gets a big knock here. And Suresh Raina is another India one-day specialist. The way he plays, it's absolutely suited to one-day cricket. And then Yusuf Pathan comes in to bang the ball And what an asset he is. He comes in and thrashes all the ballers to all parts of the field if it is his day. And then MS Dhoni can also whack the ball a long way. And then Harbhajan Singh now also proved his batting potential, can put the ball over the wickets, and he can also, in my opinion, after what I see, Harbhajan Singh could act as a pinch hitter if at all one early wicket falls. They could even get in Harbhajan Singh and tell him to go for the runs in the first 15 overs. Not a bad idea during the power play. Well, and then we have Ashwin. Ashwin is a very good one-day bowler, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni knows how to handle him. And then the bowlers, Zahir Khan always gives the breakthrough. Ashish Nehra is a much improved bowler in one-day cricket. We showed how he bowled in the 2020, so he has to really get that going. And then Munaf Patel has to really improve. He has been proving a bit costly, so it's very essential that Munaf Patel also comes to the party tomorrow. And well, I think this is going to be a very good match. As I said, India are not having a very good record as far as one-day internationals are concerned against South Africa in South Africa, so they would like to definitely improve that record. Well, I can only say I would very well love to see Imran Tahir, the right-arm leg spinner, tomorrow playing for South Africa. I would like to see him because he has been touted as a great prospect. Graham Smith has a lot of confidence in him. The South Africans have a lot of confidence in him, and in fact. One is really waiting to see Imran Tahir, the right arm leg spinner, bowl well against India. But whether he's going to play, that is left to question. I would love to really see him. But probably South Africans will be wary that Indians are good players of spinners, and especially against leg spin that they've been born and bred on. But whether he's going to play, that is a moot point. Well, dear cricket fans, it has been a pleasure bringing you this cricket happenings, and I hope this cricket show goes on, in the sense my upload doesn't fail, and you people are able to see this cricket show. That's it, dear cricket fans, subscribers and friends of Cricket Happenings. This is Ram signing off. Thank you.